as you just saw, last week we're coming off a loss to one Jack. This week we're moving on and playing another Jack, the Don Fanatic, the founder of the league. This is my first time playing him, and I am incredibly excited. The prep was way last week, and it throughout the week I was back and forth, what do I want to bring, and as you can see, my team, I thought I had a pretty good matchup at team preview. He didn't bring some of the threats I thought he'd bring, like Gudra, especially Electivire, to deal with Tapu Koko, so I thought that would be a pretty good start. So, my lead is, you don't know how hard it was not to bring offensive Scolipede, but this week my lead is Scolipede with a Sash to get up tactic spikes, because I was 100% afraid of a stored power Necrozma. Also, the Gastrodon was scary, and tactic spikes help. So he leads with this Infernape, and I'm like, oh, is this thing Scarf? If he Scarf, then I can get up a Toxic Spike, and then outspeed it and get another Toxic Spike up, but he's not Scarf, unfortunately. And I'm thinking maybe he gets up his Rocks, because he only has, like, what, 2 Rock Setters? No, he goes straight for the Fire Punch. And that brings me down to my Sash. Luckily, I don't get burnt. And here, I have Endeavor, and I went for Endeavor this coming play. I knew he had Mach Punch. I know he was going for Mach Punch. I could have switched to my Pelipper, but had I switched into Pelipper and he predicted that, and he went for Thunder Punch, and I lost Pelipper, that would have been the biggest choke of all chokes. So here I do bring up Pelipper, and I want to bait him to go for the Thunder Punch. Unfortunately, I'm not Scarfed. That'd have been cool if I was Scarfed, but I think that was a little too obvious if I was Scarfed. And he does make the play and go for a Thunder Punch as I switch into my Ferrothorn. And that does nothing. So this is my opportunity to get up Stealth Rocks, because I am Choppleberry. I know I can take a close combat. The rain is up, so I know I can take a Fire Punch. And as you can see, that does a little over half, and he's taking a little bit more chip. So I go for my Stealth Rock, and I'm saying, alright, as long as that Togekiss doesn't defog these away, I mean, then my first 3-4 turns is wasted for loss of Scolipede and loss of Ferrothorn. I have Ferrothorn. So I go into my Tapu Koko, because I know I can take whatever attack he goes for. He goes for Fire Punch, the rain is up, he goes for Close Combat, I resist it, but he goes for U-Turn. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's pretty nice. And he goes out, and he goes into his Steelix, and that was just a little chip damage on my Tapu Koko, but it is very crucial that Ferrothorn didn't take any more damage, and you'll see why coming up. But here I'm switching out. I don't have U-Turn. I have Volt Switch, so I have to go straight out into my Pelipper. And as he gets up his own rocks, and Steelix was scary, but not scary. I have Pelipper. I have Kingdra, and here I'm just going straight for the Surf. As he switches into his Togekiss, and I'm like, oh, shoot, he's got Defog. So, at least he will get rid of his rocks on my side of the field. So, I will go for Surf, and that does an alright damage, but it shows that he's more specially defensive. I'm going for another Surf, because if he's going to Defog these away, then I'll just kill it the next turn, and then get up my rocks later. But he goes for Roost, so I'm like, huh, alright. Well, maybe he'll go for another Roost. All I know is he's not attacking this turn right here. So, I go for U-Turn. Just look at that little chip damage there. Just a little bit of damage. And I'm going out into my Tapu Koko again. And here, now I know for sure he's switching to Steelix. Steelix has been shown to be his switch-in, and he goes for Roost. So when he comes in, he's coming in, again, at 75%. He doesn't show an item, so I'm thinking he's either the Wakan Berry or he's the Poison-type berry, I can't remember. But I go for Nature's Madness, because I thought Steelix was coming in for sure. Now, here's the thing, I had prepped to bring Z Nature's Madness, but unfortunately I haven't beaten the game, and I haven't gotten the stone, so I settled with the Life Orb, hoping he wouldn't bring Gudra. But here, he makes the decision to switch into his Steelix. And I'm like, huh, well, okay, I'll Volt Switch on the Togekiss if he wants to stay in. and then my spikes will stay up. But instead he goes into Steelix, and here, I'm just going to go for Nature's Madness. I need this thing weakened, so Mammoth Swine can kill it, so just the weaker everything is, the better. I didn't think Tapu Koko would, I didn't think anything was worth taking the hit, because Tapu Koko would die to anything, be it Fire Fang, or be it Heavy Slam, Thunder Fang, whatever. Tapu Koko was dead. But he roars me out, which is incredibly, incredibly huge, because he roars me out into Kingdra, and Tapu Koko lives, which means Tapu Koko can still be sacked off. And that was all right, looking good. And here he goes into his Togekiss, and guess what, Togekiss? Guess what? You're coming in at 25%. You're not going to live a serve from Kingdra. This is a modest Life Orb Kingdra, and that is a kill from Kingdra without the rain up. So we are tied 5-5. I have Toxic Spikes and Stealth Rocks up. He has Stealth Rocks up, and he goes into his Gastrodon, and it gets poisoned, which is what I wanted. Ideally, I would have wanted 2 layers of Toxic Spikes, but one's enough, because it negates leftovers or just whittles him down. Here, I know Gastrodon can't do anything to my Ferrothorn, and he goes for Toxic. I mean, he could Scald me and burn me, but I don't have any physical attacking moves. He could Earthquake me and take it at neutral. I'll get my Leech Seed up, and I'd be fine. So here is a big play coming up. He switches out his Goodra, because what's Goodra going to do? Like I said, you get Leech Seed. And I went for my Leech Seed as he switches in his Kartana. And we're like, ooh, what kind of Kartana is this thing? Because this could be very deadly. This is a Scarfed Sacred Sword. And I'm Choppleberry. And like I said, I don't have any physical attacking moves, but I do have one move that inflicts damage, and that is Hidden Power Fire. And Ferrothorn, with the piss-poor base special attack, just one-shot a Kartana, because it is the superior Grass Steel type. And here comes his Infernape. So Infernape is taking Stealth Rock, it is taking Iron Barbs damage, it is taking poison damage, and Ferrothorn, you did a very, very key role this game in helping to whittle things down, helping to take out the Kartana, because if Kartana would have killed my Ferrothorn, he could have switched out, came back in, and gone for a Leaf Blade and potentially swept my team. Granted, I still had the rain, but he absolutely could have played around that with the Gastrodon. So here I go into my Mammoth Swine. It is Choice Scarfed. I know I can live a Mach Punch. I was hoping he wasn't going to go for Mach Punch, but yeah, it is what it is. And Earthquake goes through the berry. So berries were really key in how I was prepping this week. I know Jack likes to use his berries, and it turned out the Togekiss had the Kevia berry, so that was for Scoliped's Poison Jab, which is one big reason I didn't bring offensive Scolipede. So here he goes out into his Necrozma, and I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to get some damage up on this thing, because I don't know what it is, and it's poisoned, and judging by this damage, he has physical defensive investment. He's probably max HP, and he goes for Calm Mind, and I'm like, ooh, shit. I can't let him Calm Mind to +6 to where my Kingdra can't do anything to him, and if he's going to Moonlight here, he's going to get his whole health back and minus poison damage. So I'm going to make the play here to switch out into my Pelipper to kind of negate as much as I can the Moonlight. I'm also faster. I believe I'm faster than this Necrozma. I have a pretty good amount of speed invested into the Pelipper. I think it was specifically for the Necrozma. I can't remember, but he just straight up decides to go for the Psychic and take out Pelipper. So now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, the late game here. What's going to happen? And I have one hope, and that one hope is by Kingdra. And he still has his Gastrodon, he still has his Steelix. If I go for Surf, Gastrodon comes in for free. If I go for Hidden Power Grass and he stays in, I lose my Kingdra. So I go for the Draco, and luckily, he stays in, and I connect. This was a guaranteed KO against Necrozma based on his investment. Had he gone into Gastrodon, Gastrodon would have taken the hit. I could have switched out and played around it, But now, I'm switching out because I'm at -2 and Kingdra just wins the game. Now, I sacrifice my Tapu Koko here, and that's why it was so key for him roaring me out and not killing my Tapu Koko, because it gave me an extra sack in the late game, which was super important. Now here, I wasn't paying attention to what his item was. I was too busy running calcs, seeing what a Rindo Berry Hidden Power Grass would do and what I needed to get him down to. So I go down into my Mamoswine, and I go for Earthquake, just trying to weaken this thing. As he switches into his Steelix, probably expecting me to go for Freeze Dry, but I just wanted to get as much damage on the Gastrodon to where if he was below, I think, 45%, then I think after the Toxic, after the Poison damage, a Hidden Power Grass would still kill. But instead he's just sacking off his Steelix, and Mamoswine's getting another kill. So that's kill number 2 this week. Choice Scarf Mamoswine. And now he goes back into his Gastrodon. So that was essentially a wasted Steelix, but I could see where he was coming from to make the play. I think his better play earlier would have been to keep Necrozma alive. But back into his Gastrodon. I Earthquake, and my dogs are barking, and I do big damage. That is the range to where Hidden Power Grass can't kill even through the berry, and that will be the game. So luckily we don't go back-to-back Jack sweeps. We don't get swept this season, and we pick up a win. We went from 1st place to 4th place. Now I haven't watched any games. I wouldn't be surprised by the outcomes. So I don't know the outcomes of the other games, but all I know is I won 1-0. And it was an incredibly fun game. This was the perfect way I wanted my first match against the Non-Fanatic to go. And Kingdra, in the rain, and Mamoswine, and Coco, and Ferrothorn huge, Coco huge, Kingdra huge. Huge game all around. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we can pull the season back and get back into 1st place. And I hope you stick around to watch. So, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next week.